Imagine a world where every sentence you speak or write is crisp, clear, and compelling. That's the power of mastering the 8 parts of speech. Now let's delve into why these grammatical building blocks are so crucial. At the very heart of language, these components, nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections, work in harmony to form the structure of our communication. They are not just mere words, they are the tools that help us craft our thoughts into sentences that resonate, persuade, and inform. Understanding each part of speech deeply enhances one's ability to manipulate language effectively. For instance, choosing the right adjective can turn a mundane sentence into a vivid one. Selecting the appropriate verb can energize a passive statement. Each element plays a pivotal role in the clarity and impact of our communication. With a solid grasp of these elements, you're not just speaking or writing, you're crafting art. Every story starts with a name, and in grammar, that name is a noun. As the cornerstone of language, nouns do more than just fill space. They anchor our sentences with identity and substance. Essentially, nouns are the names we assign to people, places, things, or ideas. They're the protagonists and the landmarks of our narratives, the objects and the abstract concepts that populate our thoughts. Let's break them down. Common nouns are your everyday heroes. Words like city, woman, or car. They're general names, not specific. In contrast, proper nouns name specific entities. They always wear a capital letter like a badge, including Paris, Elizabeth, or Ford Mustang. Moving on, collective nouns represent groups, such as team or choir. They're singular in form, but often plural in sense. Lastly, abstract nouns. These are the thinkers and the feelers, capturing intangible concepts like freedom, happiness, or justice. Nouns give us the who and what in our sentences, setting the stage for vibrant communication. Why repeat the chocolate cake when you can say it? That's the beauty of pronouns. Pronouns are like the understudies of the language world, stepping in seamlessly when nouns need a break. These handy substitutes prevent our conversations from becoming tedious, filled with repeated nouns that can dull the sparkle of communication. Imagine a world where you had to use someone's name every time you referred to them in a conversation. Exhausting, isn't it? Let's break down a few types. Personal pronouns such as he, she, and they refer directly to people or things. Possessive pronouns like his, her, and their indicate ownership, while reflexive pronouns such as myself and themselves point back to the subject of the sentence. Then there are relative pronouns, who, which, that, which link clauses together and add depth to our narratives. Through these variations, pronouns introduce efficiency and a fluid rhythm to our daily dialogues, ensuring language isn't just functional, but also a pleasure to use. Pronouns keep our sentences fresh and our language fluid. If sentences are stories, then verbs are the action heroes. Dive into the kinetic world of verbs, the essential words that animate our language with action, depict states of being, and mark occurrences. These vibrant elements are the engines of our sentences, powering our thoughts and propelling our narratives forward. Consider the verb to dance. In its simple form, it's an action. Yet, when we explore its tenses, it transforms. Danced, will dance, had been dancing. Each shift in tense transports us through time, offering a new perspective on the action. Now let's waltz through mood and voice. The indicative mood declares, like, she dances, but switch to the imperative, dance, and it commands. Meanwhile, voice determines who's in the spotlight. In the active voice, the dancer performs a routine. In the passive, a routine is performed by the dancer. Verbs don't just tell us what happens, they tell us how and when it unfolds, who is involved, and under what conditions. Verbs drive the narrative of our language, pushing stories forward with momentum and energy. Adjectives are the color palette of language, painting pictures with words. Imagine a world where language is devoid of adjectives. Our conversations would be like a canvas without color, stark and uninspiring. But introduce adjectives, and suddenly, that canvas bursts into life with hues of emotion and detail. Adjectives serve a pivotal role. They modify nouns, providing clarity and depth. A house can transform into a cozy little house, instantly evoking feelings of warmth and snugness. This transformation is the magic of adjectives. Let's delve into the degrees of comparison. Adjectives can express qualities in three forms: positive, comparative, and superlative. Consider the word bright. In its positive degree, it's simply bright. When comparing two things, it morphs into brighter, and among three or more, it escalates to brightest. Through vivid examples like these, adjectives enrich our language, allowing us to convey precise shades of meaning and emotional texture. With adjectives, our language dresses up, becoming visually vibrant and emotionally expressive. How, when, and where? Adverbs answer all these questions, fine-tuning our sentences. Dive into the world of adverbs, the subtle yet powerful modifiers that enhance our language. Adverbs do more than merely modify. They add nuance and depth, transforming simple statements into rich, detailed expressions. Primarily, they modify verbs, helping us understand how an action is performed. Consider the difference: she sings versus she sings beautifully. The adverb beautifully elevates the verb, providing a hint of how she sings. Adverbs also modify adjectives and even other adverbs. For example, extremely bright and almost completely finished showcase adverbs, influencing adjectives and other adverbs, respectively, adjusting intensity and degree. Speaking of types, adverbs of manner describe how something is done. Adverbs of time tell us when, adverbs of place indicate where, and adverbs of degree express to what extent. Each type plays a vital role in adding specificity and clarity to our sentences. Adverbs sculpt our sentences, refining and defining our expressions. Prepositions are the unseen bridges, connecting ideas across our sentences. Imagine you're on a journey, not through cities or forests, but through thoughts and concepts. Prepositions are your guides, subtly directing you through the landscapes of language. They are essential in showing relationships, whether they be in time, space, or direction. Consider the preposition on in the sentence. The book is on the table. Here, on shows us the spatial relationship between the book and the table. Now let's travel through time with prepositions. Since Tuesday, before dawn, or during the concert, each phrase uses a preposition to anchor us in time, providing a temporal context that is crucial for full understanding. Direction is yet another domain of these versatile words. Toward the sunset, or into the forest, prepositions like toward and into help illustrate movement and direction, painting a clear picture of the path being taken. Prepositions build the structure of our language, linking thoughts seamlessly. Conjunctions are the glue of grammar, holding our words and ideas together. These seemingly modest words play an indispensable role in the architecture of our sentences. Whether it's the simple and that brings together milk and cookies, or the complex although that introduces a contrast, conjunctions enrich our communication with fluidity and coherence. Let's delve into the types of conjunctions. First, we have coordinating conjunctions, the all-stars like for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. These connect grammatically equivalent elements such as two independent clauses in the sentence. I wanted to go for a walk, but it started raining. Next, subordinating conjunctions, which include words like because, although, and since. These introduce dependent clauses, adding layers of meaning. For example, although it was late, he decided to start studying. Lastly, we explore correlative conjunctions, which work in pairs to link equivalent elements. Think of either or, neither, nor, and not only but also, as in, she is not only intelligent, but also very kind. With conjunctions, our language flows, turning isolated elements into a cohesive whole. Wow! Oops! Hey! Interjections add the spice to our speech, expressing spontaneous emotions. These are the exclamations that capture our surprise, joy, frustration, or awe in just a word or two. Ouch! The universal sound of pain. Each of these words, though brief, packs a punch, delivering a clear, immediate emotional response. In more formal settings, interjections become less about emotion and more about politeness or ceremonial expressions. Words like alas convey a sense of regret in a dignified way, while bravo is used to applaud a performance, maintaining a tone of respect and admiration. Whether in a heated debate or during a theatrical performance, interjections ensure that our emotions resonate through our words. making our speech vibrant and dynamic. Interjections bring zest and life, injecting personality into our dialogue. We've navigated the intricate landscape of the 8 parts of speech, each vital to the art of language. From the foundational nouns that anchor our thoughts to the versatile pronouns that streamline our sentences, each part of speech has a distinct role that enriches our communication. Verbs propel our actions and animate our narratives, while adjectives paint our prose with vibrant shades of emotion and detail. Adverbs fine-tune our expressions, lending nuance and clarity, and prepositions connect our ideas across the dimensions of time and space. Conjunctions weave these elements together, creating a seamless tapestry of thought and expression. Lastly, interjections inject a lively burst of emotion, bringing spontaneity and vividness to our dialogues. As we blend these elements, we not only communicate, but also connect. The mastery of these parts of speech is not just about grammar, it's about crafting messages that resonate and inspire. Experiment with these tools in your daily conversations and written communications. Master these building blocks and watch your language skills transform, enabling you to craft not just sentences, but experiences.